Hi Taurus, welcome to your personal energy focus. This is a collective reading and a general reading, so it's not going to resonate with everyone. If it does not resonate with you, check out your moon and rising signs or perhaps another tarot reader. But one thing I definitely know is if you have a question, Spirit wants you to have the answer. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, I thank you for my Taurus friends. I thank you that you give us tarot as a tool and that we can ask questions like, what are the best energies for us to focus on in our personal lives so that we can live our highest and best life? Show us clearly what are those energies for Taurus. We thank you for love, light, and prosperity. We thank you for clear and concise messages. And we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. Show us clearly what are the three main energies Taurus can focus on for their highest and best self. Okay, we're coming out of the gate with Prosperity Begins, Spiritual Union, and Heartache and Loss. Now, if you've been with me for any amount of time, you're going to know automatically that this Two of Cups or Spiritual Union card is not about a love life. I know that whenever I ask Spirit a specific question about you, they're going to answer me specifically about you and your energy. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, I thank you so much for the tarot as a tool. I thank you that we can get clarifying cards to understand these messages better, to understand these energies better. Show us what is it about? Why are we looking at Prosperity Begins? Also show us what is it about spiritual union that's important in Taurus's energy focus and heartache and loss. Show us clearly what are the energies, what are the clarifications for these energies on the board. Okay. So to clarify Prosperity Begins, we're looking at the Four of Cups. And we're looking at the Queen of Pentacles. Taurus, that's you showing up in your own reading. For spiritual union, we're looking at Strength and the Knight of Wands. And for heartache and loss, we're seeing the Four of Pentacles and we're seeing the Star. Okay. Before we actually dig into the meat of this message, we're going to get an oracle message to go along with the reading. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, I thank you so much for showing us the energies that Taurus can focus on to live their highest and best self, highest and best life. Give us the oracle message that goes along with this, please. Could you please give us the oracle message that goes along with this? Moonlight. Okay, just so you know, in that moon, there's a little owl in the darker area of the moon. And it's, for me, owls represent wisdom. I'm sure for 99.99% of people on the planet, that's what the owl represents. We're going to see what else this card says for you. Based on the energies I'm seeing on the table, I think this is exactly the perfect card. I'm putting this up there because I want you to be able to look at it and see if it speaks to you in some way that I might not be delivering. Your intuition allows you to see beyond the mundane, logical, and analytical. Follow it. Moonlight beckons. Come and trust your intuition to lead you into places that may not seem logical. Your hunches will be right on target. Resist second-guessing yourself, for your alternative perception is especially sharp right now. You can see beyond the surface of things and truly read between the lines. This is a good time to use oracle cards and other systems of divination to gain information. Remember that the language of the intuition is a symbolic one. It comes subtly through a hunch, a tingling, a clear sound, or an animal or object crossing your path. Spirit is sending you messages to help you now. Success is yours if you follow the signs. Somebody actually got that card in the last set of readings I did of what Spirit wants you to know. Okay, so prosperity begins. This is the very first energy they want you to focus on. This card represents a new something. It's the same as the Ace of Pentacles. It's a new life. It's a new adventure. It's a new not like the Full card, but it's a new something in your reality, in your current reality. You're not going off on a journey. So I feel like they're saying you're wanting to bring something into your reality. Maybe a different way of life, a different way that you show up in the world. Maybe you're wanting to buy a new house, or, you're wanting something in your life that's not currently there. And what they're saying is, they are actually trying to show you exactly how to attain that for yourself. But Taurus, you've allowed yourself to get busy with these cups that are no longer filling you up. It's cups of past things that are no longer beneficial to you. The old way of doing things, the old way of interacting with people, the old way of whatever, they've not proved fruitful in your life. And the universe is trying to bring this other thing to you. They're trying to bring you the understanding of how to bring it into your world, or how to attract it into your life. But your attention's so focused down here, you don't see it. You're not hearing it. But this is what they're telling you. They said, remind Taurus. They want to remind you that you're the Queen of Pentacles, right? The Queen of Pentacles didn't become the Queen of Pentacles because she was born into royalty. She became the Queen of Pentacles because she has been through some things. And she looks back at past processes, and instead of looking back at them and saying, why didn't they work? She looks back at them and says, what about it did work? What did I learn from it? And she takes those resources, that understanding that she gains, and she brings it into what she does now to bring this pentacle into her reality. Okay? She understands that it's processes and systems, and nothing's fast, and it takes a little while. She understands that, and that's why she can bring things from the back of her mind, from her thought, into her space. She's very fertile because she gets it. And they're saying, Taurus, that's who you are. It's not gender specific. It's not about being a woman, a queen. It's about the energy of that queen, being able to bring it into her reality, that she's so fertile, that she understands that there's conception, and then there's gestation, and then there's birth. She understands that. So whether you're male or female, they're just saying, the truth is, you know this, and this is who you are. So focus on what is that process for you, not what didn't work in the past, but what is that process for you. And they're saying one of the main energies for you to focus on is yourself. And I knew this card was going to come up. I just knew it because it's kind of been a theme almost in every reading, not every one of them, but almost in most of them, where Spirit's saying, don't forget who you are. Come into spiritual union with yourself. Love yourself enough to know yourself. Love yourself enough to nurture yourself. Go stand in front of the mirror and say the wedding vows to yourself. I promise to love you. I promise to take care of you and honor you. I promise that whether it's in sickness or in health, for rich or for poor, for better, for worse, I'm going to love you. Say that to yourself. Allow your facts and your feelings to merge. Let them work together as a team, your male and your female, the masculine part of you and the feminine part of you. Let them know each other and merge. This is what they're saying. You have an inner strength within you that you've not even tapped into, Taurus. There's this strength within you that is the king of the jungle, right? And you've not even tapped into it yet. And but whenever you get to this point, whenever you focus on yourself enough, and there's some of us, especially moms, but dads too, that and it's not about turning your back on your kids or anything like that, but that we learn from an early age that part of being a good mom or a good dad is sacrificing everything in our lives for the other people in our lives. Sacrificing everything about ourselves for the others in our life. And in fact, whenever we do that, what actually happens is those people that we love and want to do for more than anything in the world get a smaller piece of us, because we can't continue to give them the whole of us if we're not whole. So they're saying, focus on yourself, Taurus, and tap in to your inner strength, to that beast within you that is strong and courageous and doesn't have time to stop and look at the things that doesn't work, because he's moving forward. He's moving on to what he's passionate about. There's the Knight of Wands. He's moving forward. He's moving toward that. He's moving toward being passionate about himself. And whenever he can be passionate about himself and fill himself up, this is the same as the Two of Cups. So when he can fill his cup up, when he can love himself unconditionally, let himself off the hook whenever he screws up, let himself off the hook whenever he doesn't get something just right. When he can do that, he can move more fluidly toward the things that he wants to bring into his life, whatever that is that you're wanting to bring into your life. But it starts with loving yourself enough and actually letting yourself off the hook sometimes. I'm all about accountability. But you know what? Once it's done and over with, it doesn't pay you to keep looking at it. None of us. It doesn't pay any of us to keep looking at something that's done and over. So it's done and it's over. Let it go and move forward. Let yourself off the hook. Love yourself enough to forgive yourself and move forward. And I don't know why that feels so strong right now, Taurus, but it's something about you have got to forgive yourself, because you're holding yourself to a standard that you would never hold another person to. Taurus, you're holding yourself to a standard that you would never hold another person to, especially somebody that you loved. So they're saying, let yourself off the hook. Here's some heartache and loss, right? So is Spirit asking you to focus on heartache and loss? No. But what Spirit's asking you to do is change the way that you see this heartache and loss from the past, right? How do I change that? Well, the first thing I have to do is open my heart. I have to allow my heart to be vulnerable. I have to take the shield off. I have to be willing to cry. I have to be willing to process those emotions if I haven't processed them yet, and let them, somebody said in one of our comments somewhere, let them go, let them flow, and then let them go. Process them. Work through them. But then after you process them, close your heart off. Your heart needs to be open for you to be able to find that self-love, that love for yourself. Your heart has to be open for you to be able to do that and walk in your actual strength and power, and then you can give to others whatever it is that you're wanting to give to them. So what we have to do is transmute the energy of fear, the energy of rejection, the energy of self-doubt, all that stuff. We have to transmute that. This is the Star card. It's the same as it's the major arcana for the wish fulfillment card. Does that mean I just need to sit down and wish about something and it's going to turn into reality in my life? No, that's not what it's saying. It's saying that you have the ability to bring into your life everything you've ever wished for, because you truly, all of us truly are creators. And so one of the ways that we create what we do want is by transmuting the energy of past things that we didn't want. We let it go. We extend that forgiveness, and that's not logical sometimes. Sometimes people hurt us to a degree that to even say that we forgive them is just not logical. But the forgiveness is not for them. The forgiveness is for us. The forgiveness is for us to release it and allow ourselves to be vulnerable again. Because until we allow ourselves to be vulnerable again, we can't experience what it is that we're trying to bring into our life. So Spirit's saying, with that heartache and loss, transmute that energy. Let your heart be opened up. Let your heart be free to experience the pain from it, and then let that go and transmute it into something more beautiful, where you can allow whatever this beautiful thing is that you're wanting to bring into your life in. Because sometimes whenever our heart is like this, it's like we can't bring new beautiful things in because we've got it closed off. So they're asking you to release the wall of protection that you have over your heart, Taurus. Release that wall of protection and trust that you know that you can focus your energies in a way that you can transmute the pain and turn it into something very, very beautiful. Okay. That is your message from Spirit. So overall, they want you to acknowledge that you want to bring something else, something new into your life. And they want you to acknowledge that in order to do that, there's some work that they're recommending that you do with yourself, to look at yourself in a way that you've never looked at yourself before, to allow yourself to not be perfect, and to take it easy on yourself. Be kind to yourself. And whenever I look over here at this other energy of, and I talked about forgiveness, and I said, forgiveness is not for them, it's for us. It's for us to be able to release that energy so that we can transmute it, right? It's way more for us than it is for anybody else. And I know there are people out there okay, so this is what they're saying. Remind you. They want me to remind you, and they say you know this, but they want me to remind you that forgiveness does not mean that you condone it. Forgiveness does not mean that whatever happened to you, you condone it. It also does not mean that that you have to be their friend, or you have to go to lunch with them, or anything like that. It doesn't mean any of that. It just means that you release it, even though it doesn't feel logical. Right? Even though it does not feel logical to do it, it's truly in your best interest to be able to let it flow so that you can let it go. Okay. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, thank you so much for my Taurus friends. Thank you for showing us all that we can bring new things into our life. And that if we want something different, we have to release the old ways of doing things. Thank you for showing us that it's good to let our hearts be vulnerable, to actually take the protective wall away. It reminds me of that Garth Brooks song, "The Dance." I'm trying to think of the particular words I'm thinking of that. But basically, and I'm not going to be able to say the words, but basically he says that, he's glad that he did it because he would have never been able to experience what he experienced had he not allowed himself to do it, even knowing that he could be hurt. So it just reminded me of that. But anyway, so they're saying that whenever you go meet yourself, Whenever you go look in the mirror and commit to yourself like you would commit to another person in a marriage ceremony, when you commit to yourself on that level, you're going to feel that inner strength. You're going to feel that forgiveness, that kindness. You're going to feel that love, and it's going to allow you to move forward in an inspired way, in a way that you can be passionate about your life. Again, I'm hearing again. You can be passionate about your life again. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, thank you for my Taurus friends. Show us the PS, please. What is the PS that goes along with this message? We thank you for clear and concise messages, love, light, and prosperity, and we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. Please show us the PS that goes with this message. Okay. Look. So right here, you're looking at these 3 cups that, they no longer serve you, but you're concentrating on them for some reason, and Spirit's trying to bring something else there. And here, you're actually mourning those 3 cups. But right behind you is 2 cups. 2 cups that are waiting to be filled for your life. So they're asking you to, this card is asking you to remove this cloak of mourning, to remove the cloak of mourning and allow yourself to take that cloak and drape it over those cups and say, okay, that is not who I am. That is no longer part of my life. I'm going to turn around and I'm going to pick up these 2 cups and I'm going to move forward in my truth and in my reality and the kind of life that I want to have. So what is it about the King of Swords? The King of Swords is very intellectual, right? So he's all about processes and stuff. He's got kind of that same thing as you. So there, in every situation, there's a place for this type of attitude where you just cut through the muck. You cut through the muck. You cut it out of your life because you know it's not benefiting you. And you move forward with what you know works, with the processes that you know works in your life, to be able to bring you into whatever this reality is that you're wanting to bring yourself into, because you have every ability to do it. They're saying, in fact, Taurus, you're not just the Queen of Pentacles or the King of Swords. You're not just the Strength card or the Star. You're the Emperor. You embody every quality of every king. You're visionary, so you can see that life that you want to have as part of your reality. You can see it. And they're asking you to focus on that part of it. Focus on what you do want and what you can do, the inner work that you can do to move yourself in that direction. He's a very passionate guy. He leads with his heart. Not everybody feels the same way about him, but that's how I feel about him. He leads with his heart. He's very astute and pragmatic. Yeah, and he's a mover and a shaker. So all these things that you've spent your life doing for other people, go get in the mirror and commit to yourself those wedding vows, and be committed to doing those same things for yourself so that you can bring into your reality what it is the life that you truly want to live. Okay, Taurus, that is your personal energy focus. Till next time, have a super duper day. Bye.